This is where art meets activism. Believe it or not, this is a visual expression of data harvested from technology such as mobile phones and cameras. It's the raw material used in an emerging discipline known as forensic architecture. From this office at Goldsmiths College in London, this team's retained by charities and human rights groups to investigate alleged crimes and abuses. Are they sure they're architects?
We consider ourselves investigators, and definitely there's an aspect there that is quite thrilling in terms of figuring out what has happened.
The team's been working for a German NGO which has been accused of people smuggling in the Mediterranean. Italian prosecutors have claimed these images showed the NGO was towing a craft to the Libyan coast to collect migrants. Forensic architecture analysed the movements of waves and the wind and claimed this casts doubt on the prosecutor's argument, although the case is ongoing.
What this shows is that the boat was actually being towed, let's say, perpendicular to the direction of the waves. Then the second thing that we did was compare this analysis with wind data from that day. And so what you see here is that once you put this image with the north on top, the boat was being towed actually northwest and not south, as alleged by the Italian prosecutors.
You follow the evidence and the data where it leads, presumably, and if this had suggested that the NGO was at fault in some way, you would have revealed that too.
Well, of course. I mean, we're just like basing our analysis of the materials that we have, right? And we follow the evidence, let's say, right? Yes.
The modern battlefield or war zone is often urban and surveyed by social media. As an exhibition of their work opens at the ICA, forensic architecture say they scour this data to challenge official government or military accounts of controversial incidents.
If you look simply at social media, you would see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos posted online. They provide a lot of material, but not always more clarity. In order to gain clarity, you need to start composing a story. You need to know where and when each one of those bits of evidence was recorded. And therefore, you can start combining them and tell a story of that day.
Governments have approached forensic architecture for their help, but they always say no.
Governments have enough means to undertake investigations, complex investigations. They don't need our help in that way. Civil society groups, human rights groups, communities who have been affected are looking for, they're needing our help.
That presumably doesn't make you too popular with some quite powerful people.
Yes, I don't think we seek to be popular with those groups, but we believe that civil society needs its independent means of investigation. It is not good enough for us to simply call for an independent inquiry or investigation. We actually believe that right now, with the technology that we have and with the wealth of material that emerges out of conflict zones and areas where human rights violations are being undertaken, that we have the evidence to undertake investigations ourselves.
Working from leaked photographs of the crime scene, we constructed a digital model of the internet cafe.
The team investigated a racist murder in an internet cafe in Germany, recreating the scene to try and establish what exactly those present would have seen and heard. Their evidence was submitted to parliamentary inquiries. Whatever this art exhibition is, it's a long way from old masters and sunflowers.
I think it's very strong on art. The ICA, it always has been also a place for counterculture to the official narratives. So therefore, if you call it activism or a look at contemporary culture through a political eye, the Institute of Contemporary Arts, since its founding in 1947 by Herbert Reed, was always a political, engaged and outspoken organization.
Few could have imagined that the data generated by smartphones and ubiquitous cameras would lead to the extraordinary practice of forensic architecture.